Since I have uploaded a video of ROM installation of Pixel Experience based on Android 10 and Android 11, my comment section was just filled with the comment like review Pixel Experience, please review Pixel Experience. It took a little time to test everything, and after many consideration and after noticing many pros and cons and everything. So here is my review for Pixel Experience based on Android 11, which I taught you how to install in my previous video. So if you haven't seen that, there'll be a link in top right corner, so click on that and you'll be on that video. After that, you can continue with this review, or else you can watch this review after you can install that ROM. It's totally up to you. So my name is Rohit and you're watching SnapTech, so let's get started. So this review is just in random order and not separated in pros and cons, because I think everything just got its own pro and con, like something makes sense and something doesn't, and due to some small reasons even pros can be cons. So let's get started. So the first thing I will talk about this ROM is that clean, simple look that give you the experience of the stock Android, and with pre-installed app you also get that extra storage on your device, which is really helpful at sometimes. Like I know when I installed this ROM there was not many apps. I still remember that there was no play games, not any bullshit apps or any pre-installed apps. So it was really clean and it gave me some extra storage as well. So moving forward, let's talk about customization option. So the ROM I installed was not Pixel Experience basically, but Pixel Experience Plus, and I was told that it is as same as Pixel Experience but got some additional customization option and stuffs. But personally I didn't find much of a customization on this ROM, and I think it's okay, but you got some little status bar updates, like you can make tweaks on it, and then you got some AOD and then everything, then you got some music equalizer and stuff. So I think that's enough. So next up comes the face unlock. As you know, many of the ROMs, custom ROMs which I installed previously, even the Pixel Experience based on Android 10 doesn't allow you to unlock your device using your face. I don't know what was wrong with that, but I think they fixed that, and that's really great that in this ROM you can actually unlock your face via beautiful faces, like you get option for pin, pattern, and even passwords, and even face unlock, fingerprint and everything. I think it's kind of great, like having a custom ROM with all this face unlock feature, as well as personally I use face unlock a lot. So the only problem comes in this is fingerprint, which is sometimes buggy and doesn't unlock your phone every time. So if that is fixed, I think it will be great, because every other thing works really well. So next up, let's talk about the gaming performance. This ROM allows you to play any game at best settings and will run buttery smooth. But it comes with one great disadvantage, which will be the overheating. Like the overheating on this ROM is top notch. Like you can actually warm your tea on that, like on that level, because I played 1 or 2 games of Battlefront Mobile India and the top part of my phone was heating like hell. I think that can be fixed. If they want to, like, it can be fixed. There might be some bug which I know they will improve in the next update, but let's hope they do that. And due to that overheating, you can also see some kind of network lag on your device sometimes when you play a competitive game. So I think if that will be improved, it will be really great. And if you're still watching this video, a sub to the channel will be really pixelated. So another big issue comes in screen brightness. So I have experienced this myself by testing this ROM for almost 2 weeks. Like if you will disable the auto brightness mode, and if you will change the slider to whichever slider you want, so sometimes what happens, your screen automatically calibrates itself to certain brightness, and the brightness slider remains at the same position, like it has not changed bit, but you can see the dimness on your screen. But there is a settings in display mode, like you can enable it, called the anti-flicker mode, but I think it should not be given as an option, because no one wants their screen to be flickered like a maniac. So I think they should directly apply it to their ROM. So next up is the stock camera. Just like other ROMs, the stock camera on this ROM is also same. Really shit, you can't actually take pictures, you can't make use of that megapixels on your camera. So I prefer using Gcam, like I'm used to it now. The first thing when you install a ROM, please go and install one Gcam or some other ultra cam or something like that. It will be really helpful as if you are into photography and stuff. Next up on the list will be AOD. This ROM does allow you a stable always on display mode, which is really great, like to know, as I've seen YP also doing the same. But there is one bug while you are on AOD. Sometimes your fingerprint doesn't work directly and your phone doesn't get unlocked, and sometimes your fingerprint icon will just rotate anywhere on the screen whenever you will be on AOD and try to unlock your device. Like I have experienced it. I don't have a screenshot. I did took a screenshot, but due to some reasons I had to reset my device and the screenshot went woof, just like all the data on my device. So let's talk about all the banking apps. So with this ROM you can actually use all the banking apps just like Google Pay, Phone Pay, and all your banking apps, just like Kotak 811 and stuff. Like I've tried it myself. It works really well, and I think any other banking app will really work with this ROM. So even one more thing, even DigiLocker works with this ROM, so that is really amazing to know. So last but important thing on this list is you can't actually update your device from system settings directly. Like I have seen in YP mode that you can directly update your device if there is new update for the custom ROM directly from your device. No need of PC. You can just go boof and just click on reboot just like your stock OS. It will get installed automatically and you will be on the latest version. But with this one, it will just give you an update that new version is available. So all you have to do is follow the whole procedure, like in my last video which I showed that how to install Pixel Experience. You have to follow the whole procedure, down the latest files, and again all the data will be erased and everything. So I think they can actually make auto update from their settings as well, just like the YP, and it will be really amazing. Like I said really 4 times because I really wanted. If I had that, I would have not rolled back to the stock OS. I would have stuck with the Pixel Experience, but I think there's a lot of room for improvement for them. So if you will ask me, currently on the version I was using, I didn't find it stable, so I just rolled back to stock OS. So I think this video will be still helpful. So personally, if you want to try this ROM, you can do it still. I won't stop you, and I think you can install the latest version and find out all the pros and cons. If the pros and cons from this list has been wiped or something like that, please let me know in the comment section below. I would really love to hear that. So if they implement all the small things which I showed in this video, and anything is not perfect, but even if you try to come close to the stock OS and stability of stock OS, it will be really amazing. So I think if some bugs can be fixed and they really look for the small details and try to make it little stable, it will be really amazing ROM to use as a daily driver. So this was my review for Pixel Experience. So that's it for this video. I'll meet you in the next one. SnapTech signing out.